is adding a feature called Safety Check to help its users broadcast their health and whereabouts during national disasters. Social media expert from Moxley Carmichael, John McCulley, is here to walk us through this new tool. And this sounds great because I know we've heard stories of families separated, or, you know, if you have a loved one somewhere and a national disaster is going on and you can't get in touch. This sounds like the answer to that.
It is a fantastic new feature, and it does answer that question. Facebook's been trying to make more of a humanitarian effort lately with their technology, which is great for a big tech company. Like for the past week, you've probably seen the Ebola things at the top of your news feed to ask you if you want to help with the Ebola crisis. But Safety Check is a brand new feature that's available on the web, iOS, and Android, so it covers all the devices. It's also available on the feature phones that just have a Facebook app on them.
Okay.
But
is it free?
It is free.
Okay.
It is free. It's just part of your native Facebook app.
Okay.
And basically what will happen is if your location is set to an area that's affected right now by a natural disaster, Facebook will send you a push notification, which is just one of those pop-up bubbles on your screen that asks you if you're okay. And you'll have a chance to respond to that. And while you're responding to that, it'll also show you other friends that are in the affected area and allow you to check in and say, okay, they're safe too.
So once you say, I'm okay, I'm out of harm's way, what does it do with that information?
It takes that information and places it into a news feed message, so it'll appear in your regular news feed so your parents can look at it, and they can also check that affected area and see if you're on it.
Wow. So has this been used yet, do you know?
I don't know. I know that original development was because of the 2011 earthquakes and tsunamis in Japan. And because of that happening, they've developed something called Disaster Message Board. And that Disaster Message Board got picked up and used so much that Facebook said, hey, why don't we make this global? So it's wonderful.
This is great. It seems altruistic. Are they getting anything from this, or is this just a good service they're offering?
Nothing at all. It's just a great service. And I think it's fantastic when you think about all the youth groups and church groups that are going on mission trips and things like that. And you think about, you know, family going off to college and things like that. This is just a fantastic new feature.
Well, we're such a global society now. People travel all the time, and so you're not always in touch with your loved ones. So I can see where me having 4 kids and spread all over the place, I think this would be a wonderful thing.
Exactly.
You know, my daughter was in Washington, D.C. a couple years ago when they had an earthquake, and so, you know, you can understand it wasn't a major disaster, but it was a little bit troubling.
This would have been wonderful, too, because kids don't always think about picking up the phone and calling.
Exactly.
But they're always checking that Facebook, and those bubbles come up, and we naturally just have those panic attacks. I've got to check my bubbles.
So is it a bubble like I get from Messenger now?
Correct.
Okay.
So it
took me a while to figure that out, I'll have to say. How to get rid of that is just swipe it down the screen. But these will be, of course, much more important than just a message from a friend. Exactly,
exactly. And we'll show some stuff on our blog and on the Winning Streak about them, and you can tweet us at Moxcar if you have any questions about Safety Check.
Okay, at Moxcar.
Yes, on Twitter.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. This is really neat. So this is available now?
It is available right now.
Okay. Very good. Thank you so much for telling us about it. Well, coming up, we're kicking off a week-long series called Aging Gracefully. First up, makeup artist from Southern Belle Beauty is sharing tips on how to